This is going to be a tutorial on how to create a physical timeline based on some of the measurements for the Earth history timeline. The first thing we're going to start off with is establishing our date for today. So with our today date, we'll just draw one straight line. The next thing that I'm going to show you how to do is how to divide your timeline up, because like this timeline, we want to be able to see the difference between the era and the time periods. The simplest way that I'm going to do that is I'm just going to line up the bottom of the ruler with the bottom of the timeline paper. And then making sure that everything's aligned, I'm just going to draw a line straight across. Since the Paleozoic era ends at 57 centimeters, it's only necessary that we divide our timeline from the eras and periods to the 57 centimeter mark. I'm going to use the bottom portion to measure the eras. So the Cenozoic era starts from 0 and runs all the way to 66 millimeters or 6.6 centimeters. And in a little bit, this era will be marked as Cenozoic. The next line I'm going to mark is going to be the Mesozoic era. And the Mesozoic era starts at today and it runs all the way to 245 million years ago. On the timeline that we measure out, it's either going to be 245 millimeters or 24.5 centimeters. Each time we measure, it's always going to be from today. I'm drawing through the line because the eras and periods both end at the same time. The last era to be marked is going to be the Paleozoic. And the Paleozoic ends at 57 centimeters. That's something I'm going to go ahead and let you do on your own. The next section is we're going to go ahead and measure the time periods within each era. The first one is probably the most difficult. The quaternary period ends at 1.6 millimeters. For the sake of simplicity, I'm going to go ahead and round that up to 2 millimeters. The rest of this period is the tertiary period, and that's what I'll label right here after the skip in the video. The next period I'm going to mark is the Cretaceous period, and that's going to start at 6.6 and it's going to end at 14.4 centimeters. So, double checking my work, I see that that period ends at 6.6 and it's going to go to 14.4. And again, the bottom of the timeline is where I'm marking my periods. The next period that I'm going to mark is the Jurassic period. and that's going to run to 20.8 centimeters. Again, each time I measure this, I'm always measuring it back from today. So we have 20.5678. And here we have our 3 periods that are parts of this era. So the Earth timeline should look something similar to this. We have the eras on the top and the periods on the bottom. This is the 57 centimeter mark, and we have the Precambrian era, and the rest of this timeline is the rest of Earth's history from when Earth formed